Situation. I just finished getting off the phone. Spoke to mom. I called her for Mother's Day. Sunday, Mother's Day. And I think she realizes it already. What's going on. And I want to make this video, but can people know my state of mind at this point? And I'm just gonna say everything that's happened to this point. Well, I called her. Today is the 14th, 5/11. That's the date, so you can see it. Let me find something on the internet with the date. Let me see. MSN. Would the date be on it here? Okay, this is the internet. Well, let's see. It tells you the time right there. These are the listings. But anyway, I call, and when I called, the phone rang a couple of times. Someone picked up a voice I never recognized. I think a young person. And then they handed the phone to Mamita, my aunt, the one that's really been taking care of my mother, but also at the same time keeping me away from seeing my mother, in the sense that I've been there a few times and the door's always locked, and I ring the bell and I'm never allowed. No one ever comes in so I can see my mother. When my mother was in the hospital, in the nursing home, she fell ill. Even the nurses realized when we came in the nursing room, they were like, "Oh, your daughter's here," and she was like, she didn't care. And then when the nurses, because she had her back to me, so she couldn't see who was coming in the room. "Oh, your son is also here." She jumped. Oh my God! She was so ecstatic to see me. I think what's going on with my mother's coming to the realization that what's going on. You know, I wasn't perfect when I was young, but my mother always loved me, and we were very close. She raised me as a son, and always been my mother. And I'm the son of her firstborn, and it's always been my home. And it's funny, but now her own daughters have been taking money from her credit card, and I don't know I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Margaret yet, the one that's taking care of her daughter now. But I'm wondering if her Social Security check is being also if they're messing with that, if they're taking money from her, and she's probably using my mother's money to take care of her kids and her grandkids, and for her to continue to live the life that she has, living off my mother's Social Security check. Also, the money that's coming in from the household, the rent, and there's a couple of units that are being rented there. She's also, so there should be a money accumulating besides what has to be paid for insurance, water, taxes. There has to be that money accumulating, because that money belongs to my mother. My mother's not dead yet. And I guess the only way we'll find out is, God forbid, when my mother dies. But I think my mother's realizing, when I call now, her excitement of hearing my voice. I think she's realizing that the one that turns out to really love her the most is probably me. I don't know if it's because when you're around a person every day, you kind of get used to seeing them, and it's not as exciting when you hear, we don't talk every day, so she gets very excited when I come around. So I don't know if it's because of that or it's because she's just not happy with Mamita. I don't know what the situation. I don't want to say that it's because she's not happy with her, because the one that is taking care of her, it is her. But we won't know what's been going on with the finance, and so, but she does keep me away from seeing my mother. That she does, and makes it hard for me to see my mother, and always listening on the other end on the phone when I'm talking to my mother, making the phone calls short. I just called now, and she was telling my mother was telling me, "Oh, we have to leave. We're on our way home." I'm like, "On your way home? You are home. I'm calling you from the house number 718-991-9573." And then she was like, "Oh yeah." So I think it's probably something that it's done so much as a routine that that's what they do, and they didn't realize it, that they were home. It's a way of maybe her, Mamita, trying to get my mother off the phone. You know, and so I don't know what the case is. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know, but sometimes I really, the stress of calling and the situation of me, you know, going through that, and it's so much. I'm just giving you a little grain of what I've been through. You know, even my father, when he died, I'm the only son and the oldest son. They took everything. They were the first ones to go in the apartment. I didn't get anything. I still haven't gotten anything. They took his money, his clothes, his jewelry, everything. I was his oldest son and his only son and a junior. And the other one, Chella, the other sister, went into the apartment and took everything. And that's another story. And I think they continue to take money from his Social Security. They didn't report his death, and they continue to collect the Social Security. So that's another case. And that between her and her sister Margaret, it's funny because I'm gonna come out and say when I was younger, I had a drug habit, and I done things, and I put my mother through hell. But my mother loved me very much, and it seems that, but because I had a problem, it seems now these people turn out to be worse than I have ever could be. You know, because the reason I say that, because I remember one time Chella, one of her daughters, coming and arguing with me, and stop coming asking mom for money. And I told her, "What are you talking about, mom? Just give me $5." And she was complaining because I'm getting $5 from my mother, which my mother, when she would see me, she would give me $5, $20, never no more than 20. And when she gave me the $5, I it turned out she was taking money from her bank account much more than me. And just found out they took her off the account, and they took, because when they looked, they found out that she was stealing money from my mother. So, and when I heard that from her other sister, I was like, wow, here she was yelling at me in front of people to stop asking her for money, and I'm getting $5. Meanwhile, this woman is stealing thousands of dollars from my mother. Not even my father, that was also he used he never took her money. He took care of her. He never did that, you know. I don't know. I don't know. I just to put something down, you guys know what's going on. All right, guys. Bye bye.